What's going on? What's going on, everybody? How we doing? What is up? What is up? What is going on? How we doing, everybody? Oh, hear me? We're good? What's going on, everybody? How we doing? You guys hear me okay? We're trying something different each Friday. I'm glad everybody's here. What's going on? And there's like a crazy delay. What's going on, Moose? What up, Tiago? What's up, Sarah? Fitzy, how you doing, brother? Mo's King, what's up, man? Volume is a little low. That's okay. That's okay. There we go. It should be better. What's going on? Everybody see Brentford today? Holy smokes, that was awesome. I know second half is starting. I had to start the stream, though. That's so cool. Emily just having a snack. I dig it. Corey, what's up, dude? Country Corey, what's up, man? Good to see you again. Parents were in town over the last few weeks. Sorry we couldn't stream on Friday. Good to see everybody, though. Volume's good. Solid. Solid. That bigger. Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry. I don't like hearing that. There we go. Whoop, no, I can't do that. I'm gonna have to suffer. Let's see. Head kind of aches. That's too bad. I'm sorry. Thespos? Is that how you say it? What up, Amari? What's going on, everybody? Really good to see you guys. What's up, Turup? Turup! What's up, man? Just gonna check the score real quick. Yeah, it's still 1-0. That's awesome. I heard on the broadcast that that was the first time Brentford has scored in 74 years in the top flight. That's crazy. So we'll see what happens there. Corey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. We can go over that. We're going to go over a few things. There's a lot to get into. I'm glad that you liked it. I'm glad that you tuned in and appreciated it. It was I mean, for us, it was fairly easy to make because there's a track record there, right? What up, Mario? What's up, man? Okay, there is one thing that I want to talk about here. So, as a lot of you guys know, we cover the intersection of sports and politics, and been doing it for a few years now. Really like it. It's depressing, but it's what we have to do. And this is a perfect example of that. There'd be an end. So, this is one of the stories that we're gonna get into a little more next week, but it's just something that I want to discuss with you guys. Get your reaction to it, and we'll continue the dialogue. Asia from Brooklyn, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Finally stopped raining. Tropical Storm Fred is going to hit Florida during the weekend. I'm sorry. Am I a Penn State Razorbacks fan? No. I am not. It's weird. I'll get into this. I want to get into this in a second, but like working in media, it's really weird. But like honestly, working in media, it leads you to be so incredibly objective. And it's not necessarily that it questions your fandom. It's more like you learned so much and you see essentially how teams operate, right? So, like, for me, whoever said the volume was down, I'm trying to adjust it right now with the gain, so let me know if that's better. Basically, like, when you work in media and you cover all of these different bases, you start to become more and more objective. And like, I'm not saying I'm not a fan of teams. Like, I'm a Chicagoan, so like north side of Chicago. So I like the Bears, I like the Cubs, I like the Bulls. I'm fine with the Sox. I went to Indiana. I support IU. My parents went to Illinois. I'm fine with them. But then when I support the Blackhawks. But then when you discover the inner workings and how the bacon is made, kind of not tunes you out, but there's just something that happens to those in media. So that's just how I feel about it. Okay, so here's a really good story. I'm gonna mute. Of Lane Kiffin helping. Lane Kiffin, if you don't know, hang on. I know a lot of you guys are sports fans, but let's just make sure we got our bases covered here. This is Lane Kiffin. He's memeable. He was really good on Twitter. Some of you may know him from the Al Davis days of coaching the Raiders and then getting fired. Some of you might know him as the son of Monty Kiffin. Some of you might know him at USC, what you're seeing on your screen right here. Some of you might know him from the Tennessee Volunteers, Alabama offensive coordinator. I believe it was Florida Atlantic, and now he's at Ole Miss. Okay? So, as we know, there's a huge problem. Sorry. Okay, as we know, there's a huge problem in Mississippi with folks not taking the vaccines. This is a really, really good headline of how maybe we're getting there. But the issue is, here, WLOX has it. It's still the lowest in the country. On top of this, they are opening up parking lots at a lot of hospitals to cater to the unvaccinated being admitted to hospitals as cases continue to rise. Amazingly, in Mississippi, Lane Kiffin and his staff did this.
Mississippi's largest university, Ole Miss, everyone in the football program, all 240 players, coaches, and staff are fully vaccinated. Joining us now, the man who got that done, Ole Miss Rebels head football coach, Lane Kiffin. Coach Kiffin, it's great to see you this morning. I'm sorry to interrupt you from your preparation for your November 20th matchup with my Vanderbilt Commodores, but we appreciate you taking some time with us. Tell me how you got this done. 240 people in your program vaccinated. How'd you do it?
Well, I didn't get it done. You know, we have a great medical staff here, and just gave all our players, coaches, and all our employees education, and brought in outside doctors to come in. And we did not make anyone do anything, but was really proud of our team, starting with our coaches. And our entire staff did it a while back so that our players knew how important it was. We weren't going to tell them, advise them what we think is the best thing to do, if we're not doing it ourselves. So it was a very neat reaction to see that happen. And I think and hope it's motivated our state, which, as you referred to, one of the bottom, I think at one point, was last in vaccination rate. So, and our hospital is having an issue with that. So hopefully we're leading a charge to help that.
Well, it's so interesting because you didn't put a mandate, as you say, in your program. You just led and you said, we coaches are doing it. Here's why we're doing it. We encourage you to do it. What did that look like inside your locker room, led maybe by your quarterback, Matt Corral? How did you get the whole team to follow you?
Well, I think that the leaders did do that. We were not very close as of a few weeks ago. I think we were down near 60% 3-4 weeks ago. So just to see the players come together. And I think what they would say is they decided to protect their team. You know, if they're going to do all this work to be able to play in the off season, the weight room, playbooks, training camp, all that, and then have other people come in the room, other players, other staff come around and potentially bring it to them. And now they miss games. And also there's close contact rules. So, you know, if you're not vaccinated and someone comes in, a student in class or in our football program, you know, you can be shut down for a number of days right before a game and not be able to play because you weren't vaccinated, or there is no close contact rule with vaccination. So I'm sure that helped motivate them as well.
It says a lot about how close you're.
Okay. So, first off, let me react to a few things. Sparky Malarkey, yo, the negative commentary, bro. I'm not calling you out, all right? I just want to make it clear. Saying scamdemic, denying the reality of almost 620,000 people dying. I'm not going to put up with that sort of shit, I'm telling you. The second is 33% dead soon in Mississippi. I don't want anyone to die from this. I don't think we should be leaving comments like that. Unless you could cite a source, brother. I don't know what's going on with you. So let's try to turn some negatives into a positive here, huh? But if you're writing scamdemic and you're denying the reality of your fellow man dying, I'm not gonna allow that to take place in this chat, brother. So I'm giving you a heads up. Tiago, thank you for the 5. Tiago says, appreciate you bringing attention to news that others leave behind. This is my first time giving to a channel, so I hope my little bit helps. Peace. Of course, man. Of course. First off, you don't have to. I appreciate it. Look, I appreciate you guys tuning in. That's what means the most to me personally. I'm a very small voice in this media space. But with you guys having my back, it makes me feel less small. So I appreciate that. Mario said, I usually call him, as in Lane Kiffin, the most clueless and disrespectful coach, but right now he is leading by a positive example. So I personally believe that Lane Kiffin, with like the Twitter stuff and like ESPN cracking jokes, I think he's so well media trained that he knows what he's doing, and I get it. Food in my teeth. I do. I knew it. They're big chompers. All right. I feel like he knows how to play the media game because he's been there for so incredibly long, like in the spotlight. So like with what were those Bitmojis? Hang on. Old. Yes, that is what it was. So he used to use like Bitmojis to just like troll people, in my opinion. Like back when dabs were a thing. Oh God, that was 5 years ago. So look, in my view, he knows what he's doing. That's how I feel about it. But yes, to see what he's doing, right? And then to see what the governor of his state is doing, says no to mandates or lockdowns despite COVID uptick. It's a shame. He also said that they need to move on. He wants COVID to end. There's only one way for this to end. There's only one way. As we know, there are people who cannot get vaccinated because they are immunocompromised. There's a ton of comments coming in. I promise you I'm going to react to them all. So the only way out of this, as all of the leading scientists in this field have said, not the Sean Hannitys, not the Tucker Carlsons, is to get vaccinated. I am amazed that people will drink 64-ounce giant gulp from 7-Eleven, mix fountain drinks, smoke cigarettes, drive after having alcoholic beverages, but they won't take a free, safe, and effective vaccine so we could try get back to normal. For me personally, what I see between Lane Kiffin and Governor Tate Reeves is one who cares and the other who doesn't. That is what I see. Okay, I'm going to react to some comments. There's another one that I want to get to, which is not a representation of what I want this stream or chat to be about. First, the good stuff. Carlos, what's up, man? Hell yeah, Rick Strom Fridays. Thank you. Yeah, Mario had a good comment. Sarah, I this is just my recommendation. I would not shop at Hobby Lobby. But that's just me. Havoc wrote a comment that says, I don't feel sorry for Mississippi and I live in Louisiana. I don't care about Louisiana too. These effing Republicans are ruining everything. Hate, racism, and ignorance is the way of life here. I hear you, but where you should show some empathy, in my view, is if someone who is immunocompromised can't get the vaccine, the people who can do not, they get COVID, pass it on to the immunocompromised, and they die. So I think I understand your comment. I think that you could go a bit further instead of being so surface level, and this is just an honest critique because I understand where you're coming from. I think there's failed leadership in southern states, and the cases going up in those states are a reflection of that, along with the low vaccination rates. There was a study. I'm going to find this, and then I'm going to put it up, because hang on. My PC just bugged out. Okay. Because it shows me a lot. Okay. To go back to Havoc's comment, when he's talking about Republican leadership, there was a Cornell study analyzing 38 million English language articles and found that the former president, the largest driver of misinformation. This has continued. I think someone wrote a comment in here about Florida. Look, it's true. It sucks to say, but it's true. What they are doing is playing with the lives of the immunocompromised and using them as political footballs, punting to save their constituents in order to cater to the lies and the propaganda that keep them in power. It's a simple A to B here. I also saw that, all right, hold up. There's another comment that I want to react to here. Sock Tier just wrote, this guy is still talking about Trump. Let me make this very clear. When this party moves on and they don't uphold him as the standard and they don't cater to him and his lies, I'll gladly stop talking about him. Again, you're going way too surface level. You're going way too surface level. This is the guy that every single Republican politician who is anti-vaccine, anti-Black Lives Matter, anti-athletes kneeling, it's a continuous cycle. And they cater to him for votes because what comes with being elected? Power. Along with this, what comes with it? Compensation. What do I mean by that? Now, let me make this very clear. It is not just this politician. He's just the latest. 16 months late, Rand Paul and his wife bought stock in a company behind COVID treatment. Yes, there are top-tier Democrats who do this as well. I'm critical of both. But when you get elected, okay? All right, again, suck. You literally are changing the subject because you're fucking losing. You're losing. Suck, I don't think you were here at the beginning. It's a sports and politics show. Everything is interconnected. And if you think sports aren't political, brother, you should find yourself another show to watch. With this sort of power, you could be in those meetings. Like when Kelly Loeffler, who was very critical of WNBA players protesting, said they were Marxists, which is wrong. And, of course, lost. She was in meetings, along with many others, about what was going to happen with the pandemic. And she bought stock in body bags because she knew that people would die. So, a long-winded answer. But there you go. Let's see. Oh, it was Sarah. My bad. Sarah said Florida's governor won't listen either. I put DeSantis on mute whenever he shows up on TV. Are you in Florida? I'm genuinely curious. Born yesterday said we should do an ice bucket vaccine challenge. Yeah, sure. Go for it. Abdi Muhammad said, what kind of hell do you live in where sports is political? If you have to write a comment like this, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that you don't see it. Morris says, has this stream been going on every Friday? Almost. Parents were in town, so we didn't go the last two. Carlos said, that Sturgis bike rally this weekend, brace yourself. Yeah, for sure. Dre said people have a right to choose. Leave it at that. It's not like this country's medical industry and government have been favorable for people of color. Yeah, you have a right to choose. You have a right to choose. But if everything points towards, hey, if you go through door number 1, we could nip this thing in the bud. But if you go through door number 2, then this is going to linger, it's going to mutate, and potentially the vaccines that we have are going to dissipate. Call me crazy, but I'd go through door number 1. I live near the corporate Hobby Lobby. I don't shop there either. You shouldn't. That was OKC Cal. You shouldn't. Shouldn't. Literally pick any other store. Havoc, thank you for changing up, brother. Appreciate that. Again, I understand where you're coming from, man. I really, really, really do. But there are people who, if you generalize like that, then you're throwing in people who did nothing wrong, right? And I doubt we would want that being thrown on us as well. Sparky said a genuinely deadly pandemic wouldn't require a 24/7 government and corporate media fear-mongering campaign to make you believe it's real. Bro, what are you talking about? You think all those death tolls are just fugazi? Like, for real, for real? Is that really what you're saying, man? Oof. Oof. Man. Frank said it's asinine comments from these pastors make absolutely no sense. Evangelicals are a big part of the denial, not all but many. Again, I agree, not all but many. It's also funny that guy talking about. Okay. Here we go. A tell-all memoir by Trump's former lawyer describes a scene ahead of the 2016 election in which Donald Trump allegedly said after meeting a prominent evangelical Christian. Can you believe that BS? Can you believe people believe that BS? So, I think a lot of them, Carlos, the Bulls, bro, huge jump. I think it's funny how, like in my view, Charlie Kirk knows he's full of shit. They all do. They all do. It's just part of the grift, man. It's just part of the grift. They know it. But his strongest base of support is actually evangelical, so he's got to cater to it. Let's see. Demurdy said no coincidence about Chrissy Teigen's deleted tweets. Let me make something very clear. I don't really care about Chrissy Teigen, and I don't know what she tweeted. I know she has a cookbook. So if you want to hit me with the facts here, go for it. Ivan, thank you for sharing, man. Appreciate that, and I hope you're doing well. R Platinum said can't bother people with these facts. Yeah, but I guess we gotta try, man. I guess we gotta try. All right, Demurdy, yo, saying what you just said, I hope you enjoy, man, because we're not gonna be dealing with this sort of stuff. These are some of the weirdest comments I've ever seen. Talking about what is and is not a hoax, so peace out, bro. See ya. Enjoy that stuff on some other channel, man. Oh, Sarah. Okay, I get it. You lived in Florida your whole life. Got it. What part of Florida? I'm curious. Frank said, the question is whether the NFL will mandate its players or will the players do the right thing? Okay, so the latest numbers, I don't know if you saw this, but I'm just going to help you out here. I believe the NFL was 90% vaccinated. That might have been earlier in the week, so it could have changed. I'm going to try to find the updated numbers. I believe the Hill reported that it was 90%. 90% is great. Okay, let me take that back. The Hill was quoting the National Football League. Again, I'm reacting to Frank's comment. Let me just pin it so everybody can see. So me personally, I'm always skeptical of like what a league says or what a team does until it is investigated by the noted journalists in their field to fact check it, go through their sources, yada, 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 okay? You know, it's sort of like hearing about the NFL touting the Players Coalition, having some conflict of interest with, for example, Stephen Ross being all about it, but hosting 2 fundraisers for Trump in the Hamptons, and then hearing Eric Reed's rebuttal. That's just an example. But the NFL is saying last week that nearly 90% of players have received at least 1 vaccine dose, and that 19 teams have more than 90% of their players vaccinated. That's awesome. That's incredible. Okay? The problem is the Kirk Cousinses, the Lamar Jacksons, the Adam Shaheens, the Cole Beasleys, the Cam Newtons of the world won't do it. Now, where was it? Like my man Lane Kiffin said before, right? Lane Kiffin is laying it out how his team is at a competitive disadvantage. Because it's true, whether it's collegiate or professional. SEC, AFC, don't matter. If you have a player that tests positive, you are at a competitive disadvantage. Because not only is there the positive test, there's also who he was around, and then there's contact tracing done, and those players might have to sit out. Like, here's the thing, and I might disagree with some people about this, or they might disagree with me, whatever. Last year, Ohio State was literally given a gimme because of the stature of their program. They missed a game late in the season, and they weren't penalized for it because it's Ohio State. Now, if that was like Baylor or Rutgers, they wouldn't have made it to the college football playoff. But it sounds like the NCAA, along with the NFL, are really cracking down on this because there is one way. There's only one way, okay? It's to get vaccinated. If you can. If you can. You do it. You do it for the greater good. You do it for the people who are immunocompromised and can't. That's why you do it. So, Frank, in a very long-winded answer, I personally would like to see them do it. Do I think the NFL will mandate it? No, because these are the 2 options that they are allowing. Like, hey, you can get vaccinated and not miss any time. Or you could stay unvaccinated and the punishments are going to be worse for you and your team. I also saw earlier on, I think it was a proposal. It wasn't written in stone. Tom Pelissero, find it. I like showing all my stuff instead of just saying like, hey, here's this, here's that. React, do it. Tom Pelissero put something out that teams can miss game COVID. Okay, here it is. Tom Pelissero reported Thursday, so this was reported on July 20th. Love to pause this ad. My ADD goes out of control. ADHD. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero reported Thursday that the NFL sent a memo to its clubs stating, I'm reading right here, that if a game cannot be rescheduled during the 18-week schedule due to a COVID-19 outbreak among unvaccinated players, the team with the outbreak will forfeit, be credited with a loss, and it's right here. Because of that, for the canceled game due to unvaxxed players, that team will cover the financial losses and be subject to potential discipline from the commissioner's office. So basically what they're saying is, if one of your guys on your teams leads to a cancellation of a game, you have to pay for the other team and their travel, what have you, because it is in the end your player's fault. And I'm fine with it. Totally fine with it. This is like the new thing that the NFL is doing to try and say, hey, it's really not that bad, and you're putting your team at a competitive disadvantage, so maybe just do it. LaChina James says, hi, chat. Yeah, Josh hit the nail on the head here. I'll pin this one. Replace pin message. There we go. Josh says people will say the numbers are fake, but run to the hospital when they're dying. It's so true. Josh, how many times have we seen that? Where someone is in the hospital, oxygen flowing through their nose, saying, I didn't take it seriously. My message is get the vaccine. This is our biggest issue right now in the country, along with climate change, obviously. Sagittarius has a really good comment. The anti-vax movement has been building up for a long time, and now we're seeing the consequences. Yeah, but it didn't have to come full circle like this also. Like, I remember last summer when Trump started talking about the theorist conspiratorial blah, blah, blah that starts with a letter. And I remember thinking, oh no, this is bad. Because he said it in a press conference. He brought it mainstream. They were fringe at that point. They were small. Them doing that was huge because words matter. They matter. Let's see. Excuse me. Josh said, I feel like Golden State won it. They're set for the future. Yeah. I mean, technically, you could say, no, not the Clippers. Kawhi re-signing is obviously monstrous, and he wanted to re-sign the whole time. But yeah, personally, I'm super stoked about the Bulls. My dad's a huge sports fan, right? Came back for a second. My dad's a huge sports fan. We talk about the Bulls and the Bears all the time. And he just said, like, are you even happy with this? I'm like, happy. I'm overjoyed. We are 2 years removed from Cristiano Felicio getting minutes in Chicago Bulls games, ladies and gentlemen. We went from Cristiano Felicio getting run to DeMar DeRozan in the starting five. Nikola Vucevic in the starting five. Zach LaVine not wanting to leave anymore because I had the feeling he wanted to. Kobe White getting pushed. Not a humongous fan, Alonzo, but all it is a move to make Kobe better. And say, hey, by the way, you are replaceable. That's the business of the league. So I think he'll go to the next level. In my view. I'm happy with it. The Bucks re-signing Thanasis, obviously huge. James said, I'd never shut up and dribble unless it comes to Hong Kong. What? Oh, you're a troll account. Got it. Okay, see ya. Platinum said, sock kicks the wall and like, oh yeah. Like the Kool-Aid guy. Thiago said, which is connect. Oh, he's talking about how sports have always been political. I know I'm a little behind on the comments here. I promise you all I'm getting to it. I promise you I'm getting to it. Let's see. Thiago, it just refreshed. I'm looking for your comment, brother. Hang on. I owe you. Okay, he said, which is connected to the power. This is again about sports and politics. Which is connected to the powerful people in the governments of the places that host such sporting events. It connects to money and so to the economy and politics. Yes, I agree. Frank said, is it true? Hold up, brother. Go. Is it true the Cowboys are still mostly vaccinated? I don't have those numbers. We can look. We can look. 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. In the last 24. I don't have those numbers, man. I'm sorry. Nothing's been published here, and I've never heard of the Trice Edney wire, so I don't have that number. I'm really sorry. I don't have that number. If I do, I'd be more than happy to give it to you. Like, look, Jerry Jones expects more than 90%. Maybe there's something in here from July 21st that gives us some updated numbers. All we know is they're not at 85 as of, again, let me reiterate, July 21st. The NFL Network reported that. Right there. But Frank, I don't have those numbers, brother. I'm sorry. Sorry to let you down. I mean, shit, man, now I'm curious. The last week. From Pro Football Talk, 5 teams well below 88% vaccination rate as of Wednesday. This is posted, August 12th. Okay, this is this week. Many links. Okay. Cowboys are not on here. It doesn't look like it. All we know is that they're not one of those teams. So, TBD, I'll keep you up to... Oh, Brentford scored again. Sick. Shout out to my guy Ryan, big Arsenal fan. Okay. Yeah, Frank, if I get those numbers, I'll tweet them out, man, but I do not have it right now. But they're under 90. They're definitely under 90. Josh said I'm in Rochester, and apparently it's rising here too. I'm sorry about that, dude. It's rising everywhere. Sarah's from Port Orange, but born in Miami. Port Orange I've never heard of, but if I'm there, I'll holler. Carlos said Vermont's vaccination rates, wish it was like that, just not here, but worldwide. I don't really understand that. Yo, Sam, what's up, dude? Sam follows me on Twitter. Hey, Rick, when is your video on Dana White's stance on the UFC not making vaccine mandates to fighters coming? That is today. That is today. And I appreciate you tweeting me that article. It was a really fascinating, not only video, but one to research, as we did. And obviously, I disagree with Dana White. Find Structure Constant said, some of you Americans destroyed many sports worldwide in just 1 year. Can you elaborate? I don't know what that means. Very Smug said, do you hate America as much as I do? I do not, no. Not at all. I think it can just progress. And that's what I'm fighting for. TG Nova, what up, dude? I love your videos. Thumbs up. Thanks, man. Jackson, I do not. But let's get acquainted, brother. Wolf of the Twin Cities, what's up, man? Hi, Rick. Hope you're having a super day. You as well. Chewbacca says love from Texas. Love right back. There we go. Love right back, Chewbacca. Shoot, my chat just refreshed. Hang on. JR's Sim Racing said, when will we see Grandma Strom again? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. What are your thoughts on Luka Doncic's Olympic performance? Solid, bro. Solid. Havoc says, is there still a warrant out for the Democrat politicians in Texas? It's such bullshit, so I don't even care about it. Let's see. Abdi keeps saying get politics out of sports without acknowledging that sports and politics are intertwined. So, Abdi, here's my recommendation. And I'm saying this as a person who saw the light. I highly, highly, highly recommend this book for you. You know, Abdi, this is a phenomenal place to start. Phenomenal. Howard Bryant is an award-winning journalist and writer. I am a super fan of his because he is awesome. So I would recommend this. Let me think about the other one. When you're done with that, I would recommend this. This is an important read as well. William C. Rhoden, award-winning writer. Read this. Take a few weeks, man. Take a few weeks off from jumping in the comments and saying we're idiots because we don't see it the way you do. And holler at me. I'm giving you honest recommendations. I'm not in America or an American. That has nothing to do with not acknowledging how sports isn't political, man. Sort of a weak response. And I'm being, again, very candid. I'm giving you recommendations. That's it. That's it. Will you be watching the 11th season of The Walking Dead? I have not watched a single episode of that. We're watching Ted Lasso. We got to finish the Dave finale. And we're watching, I know I'm late to the party, but Lovecraft Country. Have you seen the middle ball brother with Charlotte in the Summer League? Corey, I have. Hit a game winner the other day. I'm going to be honest, I thought his career was over, so he's proven me wrong, and I'm glad. Honestly, I'm glad. Because he's like the forgotten ball brother. And I'm happy for him. I'm for real, for real. Let me pin that one. For real, for real. I'm happy for him. Havoc said, any Game of Thrones fans here? Yeah, of course. Alfred Miller says, it was a show. What exactly? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Havoc's last comment. Ivan said, I'm in Canada and it's rising here too. I can't go to the Jays game. I don't know what I haven't seen what Canada's doing. I haven't checked out Canada in a while. Wow. Canada will require all air travelers to be vaccinated. Love it. All federal workers must be vaccinated. Via the CBC. Yeah, so Delta's just raging on all of us here. Fine structure constant says you brought toxic politics into what used to be uniting sports events. Oh man, that is ridiculous. Yep, I did it. Guys, I don't know if you know this. I'm responsible. Me. It wasn't anybody else. It wasn't the paid patriotism that the NFL did, that Republican senators found they did when they teamed up with the military to serve for NFL stadiums to serve as recruiting grounds to bring people to the army. That wasn't it. Nope. It wasn't the army drafting Muhammad Ali when he was 3 years out of the average age of who would be drafted in Vietnam. Nope. It was me. It wasn't Donald Trump talking about every single thing possible that popped into his weasel ass brain, like disrespecting black NFL players for taking a silent knee. LeVar Ball. Yeah, Alfred. LeVar Ball, LeBron James, Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich. Nope. Sorry, guys. It was me. I did it. My fault. My bad. I did all that. Yep. Look, it was my fault. I'm really sorry. Major League Baseball banned black players from their league. Thus, we had the Negro Leagues. But you know what? That wasn't just the white hierarchy of Major League Baseball. Right. According to Fine Structure Constant, me. It was me. My bad. I'm so sorry about that. Unreal, bro. Where do you think Ben Simmons is going to end up? That's a great question. Oh, Jackson. Oh, I remember you, bro. Oh, I remember you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. That was a tough one for as I've discussed previously, a lot of people in my hometown to watch. Yeah. Okay, let me get back to this comment. Where do I think Ben Simmons is going to end up? Minnesota. I think Minnesota. But I don't know. I mean, I think the best question is, do you think he can translate all these videos that we're seeing in practice and open gyms, him shooting fadeaway threes, baseline leaners, into the game? It's sort of like in Major League 2 when Rude Baker can't throw back to the pitcher. He's a great catcher, but he can't throw back to the pitcher. What we need is Ben Simmons to recite the Playboy articles like Rude Baker did. I would love to see him transition what he's doing in practice into a game. But we wait. I wish him success, though, because he has been crapped on left and right. I really do. Corey, are you talking about LiAngelo? All right. Toxie has a comment here. Corey, let me know about that. Hey, TYT Sports, I was wondering, are we ever going to find a solution to people who don't like others kneeling or protesting racial inequality or police brutality in sports or other professions? No, because their entire ideology is driven by hatred with a combination of bigotry and being, for example, you bring up kneeling, Blue Lives Matter. What's up, Patrick? Thank you for tuning in from Sweden, brother. Do I think they'll have a solution? Their solution is to not have anybody speak out against anything they don't like. But if it's something that they don't like, you could speak out as much as you want. So, yeah. Now, what would I like to see? Policy changes. That's what it comes down to. Chewbacca just subbed. Appreciate it. Let's see. Chew said, where did you get that kneeling capper? Oh. Let me see if I could find it. Hang on. It was custom made. I think it was on like Etsy or something. I'm looking. I think he only made one, he or she. Man. Gotta be a way to find this. Like, I'm looking on Google because I think that's where I found it, and the two links I clicked on, there's no like seller, so I'm not totally sure. I'll try to find it. Abdi Muhammad said, I just don't like being preached to while trying to enjoy basketball. Right, but they're not preaching. They're saying, like, hey, we don't want to die at the hands of police. That's all they're saying. Don't try to turn this into, we need to pause the game to talk about this. I'm gonna preach to you, and that's gonna equate to me scoring more points. That's not how this works, bro. Come on. Let's take a timeout so we could have a sermon real quick at half court. Bring out the chairs. Come. Listen to their message, man. Come on. Havoc said, you'll find structure. Common sense would tell you why these things are happening in American sports. Open your eyes and you'll see. I completely agree with that. I'll pin that so you guys could see it. Matt asked me Simmons to Minnesota for whom? A package around D'Angelo Russell. I think that would work out for both sides. But they would also have to give up picks. Flezick said in European sports, they burn cars if their teams win or lose. That's not just in Europe, though. I'll give you an example. In Kentucky, find it. Here's a perfect example.
Disorderly conduct. Actually, that story in Kentucky is really pretty disturbing.
It certainly is going on all night long. We're going to get to that right now. Those riots in Lexington, students poured into the streets to celebrate the big Kentucky win. But that partying turned into a riot that brought out the police. The newest member of our ABC News team, Alex Perez, has the latest from Lexington. Good morning, Alex.
George, good morning to you. This is what many people here in Lexington are waking up to this morning, a complete mess outside of their homes. Several people have been hospitalized and police are searching for a gunman.
What began as a chaotic celebration turned to mayhem overnight as an estimated crowd of 15,000 revelers rioted in the streets, setting fires and trashing homes. Someone even opening fire on a crowded street, shooting one person as the campus celebrated the Wildcats' NCAA championship win. The gunman, who reportedly ran into a crowd, remains on the loose.
At this point, the investigation, we don't have any leads on who the people were.
300 riot gear equipped officers were deployed to deal with that crowd. So outnumbered at one point, officers could do nothing but watch.
There was a shooting down there. They flipped over cars, set them on fire.
Crews put out more than 40 fires, including a car, several mattresses, couches, and even piles of garbage that were ignited. Dozens of rowdy rioters were arrested and at least 20 people were hospitalized. As this city now copes with a morning hangover of cleanup and repairs, many hope the sobering...
So there you go. So there you go. So just to let you know, it's not just Europe. Other places. That was a reaction to that comment right there. Let's see. Jackson said, yeah, still watching. I might not agree with your views, but hey, when it's just me and you with the constraints of a 5-minute YouTube video, you seem pretty cool. It sounds like I am no longer that, which I'm also totally fine with. Fine Structure says, yeah, let's just act like you're not constantly disingenuous and misleading. Okay, we could act like that. That's fine. Do it. Yeah. I'm disingenuous and misleading. Bro, you have made some of the dumbest, shittiest comments on here, brother. Yeah, let's act like you're not disingenuous and misleading as I bring up numbers and statistical evidence. If Shaq practiced shooting free throws, then so can Simmons. Yeah, but like Shaq's free throw percentage was so horrendously bad. And I know what you're saying. Like, yeah, they could obviously do better. At least Simmons is young, though. Sarah asks, will there be any GTA games streamed here on Fridays? Probably not. That's probably not. There could be some, could be FIFA. Yo, Fine Structure. Sorry to say it, man. I'm kind of done with you. Ridiculous. Yeah, he'd be deadly if he had mid-range. I agree. Kawhi's proving it. Yeah, he can shoot the three, but he lives in the mid-range. Jackson says, I've seen worse riots at the parking lots of Eagles games. Yeah, probably. All right, y'all. On that note, it's been over an hour. I'm out. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you next Friday. Much love to everybody, even the haters. Want everybody to have a good day. Get vaccinated.